All right, I want to welcome everybody back. We're going to get rolling on the men's basketball portion of our media session. So I want to thank everybody once again for joining us. Big day for men's and women's basketball. We're going to continue that right now. So we're going to start off with Aces head coach Todd Lickliterer to give a few opening comments on his new hires, Thomas Jackson and Brandon Crone. And also one who was part of the release this morning was Ryan Combs, who had worked with the team for the last couple of years and is the graduate assistant this year. So really good day for the Aces and the staff.
Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. I'm not sure where I would even start with this. I'm so excited to add these guys, but I was thinking about it. The staff reminds me of the team this year. We have terrific returnees and great additions. And so in both cases, I think I'm extremely pleased with, Bob mentioned Ryan, and then we of course have Logan and Isaac, which are terrific. And then we add Brandon Crone and Thomas Jackson. And when I hire, I try to hire somebody I know well, that I've had experience with. It just takes the guesswork out. And I've been very fortunate. If you've looked at how fortunate I am in the past as far as staff goes, I was thinking about Brandon Crone's staff his senior year. He had Brad Stevens, LaValle Jordan, Matthew Graves, Joel Cornett. Now I was thinking about Thomas Jackson's staff before I took over, Thad Mata, John Gross, Barry Collier. So we're very fortunate to have strong staffs. And I think the staff that we put together here rivals those. And so we're excited. I suppose I should mention something about Thomas and Brandon specifically. Obviously they played for me. They set new standards for their teams. A couple of things that of interest to. We could go on and on about what they've done, what they did as players, but Thomas went to postseason play 4 years in a row, 2 NCAAs and 2 NITs. Brandon helped us rebuild, and at that point had led his team to the best season in Butler history. So these guys are great teammates, terrific leaders, both of them captains. They don't push, they pull. They pulled guys along. And as players, you learn from players. I learned a lot. Part of our system was developed because of the way these guys played. They know how to play the game. And I was thinking about them. They could make tough plays, but they didn't make plays tough. They could just make the right play. And I know that I know where their hearts are too. They love the opportunity. They see Evansville the way I see Evansville, as just a strong tradition that we can build on, great support, and where we can do really special things there. And that's the other thing that was exciting for me. I knew I wanted those 2 guys, but it didn't take much convincing. They really knew the university, knew what we were about, and really, it was easy to persuade them. Didn't really have to. They wanted to come. They want to be Aces, and that speaks volumes. So I guess that's what I would say about them. I could talk about all these guys for forever, but I'll entertain any questions, I suppose, right, Bob?
Yeah, we could jump right into that, or if you want to jump back in after.
Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll hear. We'll see if these guys will read the script correctly that I gave them, talking about what a great guy I am. So we'll see how they do.
So we will get started with new Aces assistant coach Brandon Crone. He joins us from the Butler staff, so we worked for his alma mater before joining the Purple Aces. So Brandon, if you want to get us started with a couple of quick comments, and then we will entertain questions from the media.
Yeah, no, thanks, Bob. Obviously, thanks to Coach Lickliterer. Unbelievable opportunity. Something I'm thrilled to be a part of. Thrilled to get started. Appreciate all the kind words, Coach. I don't know. But I'm obviously an Indiana native, so I know Evansville University. Knew it growing up. Know what a great tradition, what a great place, and now with Coach Lickliterer at the helm. It was an opportunity I definitely couldn't pass up and was jumping at. So I'm excited to be here, excited to join, obviously, Thomas. I mean, Thomas and I, it's funny, Butler, obviously, the players and the family, and that's what we'll have at Evansville. But Thomas and I played against each other in Sweden a couple times when he was overseas too. So it's kind of, it's awesome that our paths are coming together. I know what a great guy he is, and know how smart and what a great player he is. So, or was, and will help the players now. So just extremely excited and thankful for this opportunity.
Brandon, what did Todd teach you when he was your coach that maybe you're going to apply to, your coaching style now?
Obviously we had a culture. I think the biggest thing Coach Lick instilled was the culture. The pillars and the things we stood for and stood by and lived by. And that's one thing I really appreciated with Coach Lick in terms of when he was my coach is, he wasn't just giving you lip service or, he really lived by what he was teaching and the standards he wanted us to live by. And then, on the court, the standards and stuff to play. So, hopefully just to do that, to be an unbelievable example for, the guys we're coaching and help them, along the way of not just being great on the court, but, being great in life.
And then was it tough to leave Butler? Kind of what made you make the jump to join the staff here?
Yeah, obviously Butler's an unbelievable place. I had a lot of success there. I've had, a great time being the ops, but my goal has always been to get on the coaching side. I was coached at Division II for a little bit, and that's really ultimately what I wanted to do. And so to have this opportunity, to be honest with you, there was a couple other opportunities that have come that I passed up, and just because Butler is a hard place to leave. And but man, when Coach Lickliterer, told me about this opportunity and visited, and this was one I definitely wasn't going to pass up.
We have any more questions for Coach Crone? All right, thank you. And we'll move on with new assistant coach Thomas Jackson, who joins the Purple Aces from the Northern Arizona Suns of the NBA G League. So, Thomas, if you want to give us a few opening comments, and then we'll open it back up for questions from the media.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thanks for having us on. And this has just been for me, it's a great opportunity to join something special, a university with such a rich tradition, rich history, and then also to work with Coach Lick and his staff. It's a great opportunity just to continue to build on a university and do things, get the university back on track to competing at the highest level, at the mid-major level.
Thomas, what did you learn in the G League the last couple of years that you're going to bring to Evansville?
Well, a lot of my job, I say, was helping develop the young guys, the young men on and off the court. So that's something that was huge over my last 3 years, was just working with players, whether it be individually or as a team, to try to help develop those guys, whether it be to get to the next level at the NBA or high level overseas, or whether it be not playing at all, but helping those guys develop professional habits both on and off the court.
And then kind of like I asked Brandon, just what did you learn from Todd playing under him that, has kind of stuck with you to this day?
Right. Well, Coach Lick was very influential in my career with helping me. And one of the things that I've learned from him is his patience, and then also listening, having a say. I think before he became the head coach, he was the coach that worked me out a lot. But just allowing me to feel like I had a say in my development and allowing me to grow, but also at the same time teaching me things. He also, once he became the head coach, I think one of his greatest, well, that year at least, he gave us a lot of responsibility as a team, which allowed us to grow. It gave us a lot of accountability, but it allowed us to grow, and that's one of the things that I've also taken from him as well.
Do we have any further questions for Coach Jackson? All right, we'll open it back up for questions for Coach Lickliterer to wrap everything up.
I guess, Todd, did you know when these guys were playing for you that they would someday, grow into coaches? Just kind of what do you remember about your time with them?
Well, as I mentioned, Chad, first of all, how you been? Everything okay with you?
I'm still doing well. I'm hanging in there.
Good. We appreciate you joining us. As I said, they could make tough plays, but they never made plays tough. It wasn't ever about them. They knew the right pace and how to play the game, and so easy to communicate with them. And you knew where their heart was. They wanted their team to excel, and they took their teams to new heights. So, I think it's interesting. Thad Matta, I coached him in college one year, and I remember him telling me, he was going to be the sales rep. He had this idea, and I said, Thad, you're going to be a basketball coach. That's what you're going to do. You could see it, and that's like Thomas. He could just run. If you were up at the end of the game, I just sat back, and because I knew he'd run things. So he had a great mind for it, great poise. And Brandon, I would say his greatest strength was, I think other than, he's a skilled basketball player and all that, but he was a very competitive individual. And I think he saw almost everything as a opportunity. No matter who we played, it was an opportunity, there was no, not rising to that. So, I'm just so thankful. I had the opportunity to coach LaValle Jordan, and he coached with me, and Joel Cornette, and he coached with me. My son, John, he coached with me. So when you have both experiences and your players well, and I think that what Thomas, thinking about Thomas when he was mentioning how we worked together, and I think there was a trust factor there. Well, I know I trusted him for sure. So I think those things all play in. I'm just really thankful. Like I said earlier, I've been very fortunate to be on some great staffs, and I really think this one rivals those. The guys that we have returning, Logan and Isaac and Ryan, and then adding TJ and DC. I'm, very, very thankful.
I don't know if there's a pecking order per se, but kind of what's everyone's individual roles? Is it kind of just,
We'll
all hands
divide.
on deck, or?
Yeah, it's all hands. No, we're all equal, and we're just going to jump in. We know what tasks we have to do. We'll assign them, and we'll help one another get there. I hope we set a great example for our players as far as how to work together and be a team, and you're not too worried about who gets the credit or anything. Just working to make Aces basketball the best that we can be.
Do we have any other questions for anyone on the coaching staff? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we appreciate your support, and we're excited to see everybody pretty soon.